Hello, my name's Beth, and thanks for joining me here on the Pagan Creative Podcast, where we explore ideas around creativity and the creative life from a pagan and nature-based perspective. We talk about what creativity means to us, how we can draw it out of ourselves, and how we can use it in the world. So this episode sits outside of our usual episodes and the series on creativity and plant development that we are currently running. This episode is specially for the festival of Beltaine, or we might also know it as May Day. And the word Beltaine literally translates to bright flame. So we might see from that why fire is such a central element to so many Beltaine practices and traditions. But this is essentially the time between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, sitting around the 1st of May, and it is often considered the start of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. And in nature, it's the time when that fertility is returning to the land in earnest. Barring some freak weather, we are usually past the severe frosts, and hopefully the weather is now consistently warmer, the leaves are mostly out on the trees, there's flowers and bees everywhere. The vitality of the land is revealing itself, and depending on how far north you are, you might also be seeing that gorgeous white May blossom of the hawthorn tree, also known as the May tree or the fairy tree, that is particularly sacred to this time of year within traditions from the UK and Northern Europe. And I'm sure there are probably also other plants or trees or flowers that played a very similar role in different countries. So if this is not a tree that you're familiar with, then it's definitely worth delving into your local folklore and traditions to see what might play this role at this time of year or have these same kind of associations. The blooms and the boughs of the hawthorn tree, they were cut to wear, they were cut to decorate the hearth and home, much in the way that we might do this with holly at Yule time, and to invite in the spirit of new life and vitality and fertility that is arriving within the land. And it's also been very much associated with the presence of Fae, and obviously the name that it has, the alternative name that it has of the fairy tree, and the spirits of nature. And this is another theme that tends to be present in many of the pagan customs around Beltaine, certainly in the UK. We might even get a sense of this through experiencing a greater feeling of freedom to step into our own wildness at this time. We might feel closer to the currents of energy moving through the earth, and it's an energy that draws everything into union to begin the creation of new life, as we might see represented by the May Queen and the Green Man at this time. And these Beltane celebrations, they were of huge importance to our ancestors, even after the arrival of Christianity, because they were dependent on these growing cycles, upon the renewal and the fertility of the land each year, and they were very mindful of the role of the nature spirits in ensuring a good growing season ahead. And the significance of that ancestral memory is perhaps reflected in the fact that this is a pagan festival that was never really fully wiped out in the UK or many other countries, and has survived in one form or another for centuries. Even today in the UK, it's really not difficult to find secular May Day celebrations, some of them on a really large organised scale, that include representations of the Green Man, maybe in the form of Jack in the Green, who's traditionally a figure dressed in a huge cone of green foliage, or perhaps Robin Hood, In some places, we still crown a May Queen and dance around the maypole. Morris dancers still perform in our country towns and festivals, even if the meanings of those dances are no longer known to most. And I remember personally, as a child, growing up in a Cotswold village, dancing around maypoles, seeing girls from our village crowned with May blossom, people dressed in green vegetation, watching the Morris dancers, being part of these kind of festivities that were full of games and laughter. And of course, all of these secular rituals, they all have their roots in older practices around the young goddess meeting the green god, the green man, to start that journey of growth that will continue through the summer to the harvest. And I always feel that because of this feeling of excitement and vitality and renewal at this time of year, then there is very much an invitation to the child within us to open its eyes and to look at that unfolding miracle of nature that is erupting in the greenery, and to be filled with wonder and to step into the magic of the land. In fact, my probably most treasured childhood memory is of making my way up to the edge of this woodland that spread up the side of the hillside that I grew up close to. And it was a woodland that I was used to visiting and playing in. And on this day, I'd gone up there alone, and it was around this time of Beltane. And as I approached, I remember smelling the sort of green moisture of the trees in the sun that now had some real warmth in it. And I reached the little fence and the little gate that I would usually climb over. And I stopped in my tracks, because inside the woodland, the floor was a mass of bluebells as far as I could see. And for anyone who's never seen a bluebell, they are a flower of late spring, early summer in the UK and some parts of the States, I believe, as well. And they commonly grow in beech tree woodlands, such as this one, around this time of Beltaine. And they are the most beautiful bluish purple colour. And when seen sort of en masse like this, they are absolutely stunning in the intensity of colour that they produce. And I have yet to meet someone who has not felt at least some degree of awe if they have come across a woodland filled with these flowers that just appear in these great swathes and snake alongside pathways and around the trees. And on the edge of my woodland, I felt exactly this feeling of awe as the fresh green leaves of the beech trees were rustling above the flowers, and the shafts of sunlight were shining through, and they were shedding this sort of green gold light across the path. And just there in front of me, there was a female deer that was grazing. And I remember catching my breath and becoming so still and so quiet as I watched. And I just wanted this moment to last forever. I was trying so hard not to disturb the deer or the atmosphere of this woodland that I felt I was somehow catching unaware. Nothing was moving to hide from me. And in this sort of quiet reverence, it seemed to accept my presence, to be part of it, just for these moments. And it welcomed me into this very soft and gentle space. And it felt so magical to me as a child, so enchanting and mesmerizing, as if a doorway had been opened and I had been permitted in my innocent state to stand and gaze through it into another realm. And that experience, it stayed with me to the point that when I grew older, I couldn't forget that sensation, and I've sought it out in natural places ever since. It is my favourite thing to do, to sit silently in natural spaces, observing what the place chooses to reveal to me and share with me, whether that's through sight or sensation, and allowing that feeling of wonder to creep through me, the feeling of vitality and of life flowing through everything, including me. And I went back to that woodland many, many times before I eventually moved away as an adult, just sitting quietly until the deer would wander out of the trees. And I would just say, stay silent and still as a rock, feeling and sensing and gazing through that open doorway. And that feeling of magic and wonder, of the vitality of the woodland as it becomes new and uplifted, as it basks in the sun that caresses the leaves and the petals of flowers and makes them more and more vibrant and alive. All of that is made open to us when we look with the eyes of the child within us. To me, that is the energy of Beltane. It asks us to be enchanted. It asks us to open our eyes and see the wonder that is unfolding all around us, to feel the magic tingling in our veins, to feel ourselves becoming new with the earth around us as we consent to step into this dance and to gaze through that open doorway and see the miracle that is being revealed to us, to see the river of life that is ready to catch us up in its current and carry us along with it on its great adventure, embracing everything on its way, stimulating our imagination and building the creative fires within us. And it demands our presence and our attention. And that's something that our inner child is actually really good at. And there's a quote from Angela Fitz that says, "There's a natural order and universal flow taking place in every moment. As children, our resilience, presence, and acceptance to what is happening in every moment is remarkable. We were more likely to allow what is. We as adults are always practicing control. We're always planning out our lives and leave little to no room for flow in our day-to-day lives. We become rigid and unwilling to change or welcome unexpected occurrences. The reality is that life is in a constant state of flow and change. The problem comes when we won't allow ourselves fluidity. By being in flow, you step into the higher stream of consciousness that is at work. This is when real life magic happens and unfolds." And I think it's so true that sometimes we think we're looking at what's really there because we have our adult idea of reality, where we look at things from a particular perspective that's formed from our life experiences, from the expectations and opinions that surround us. And we do get into that state of control and rigidity that sucks the pleasure out of life. But it's because we think we know what reality looks like, that we know what's there. And it's not really the same thing as seeing. We're filling in the gaps with our mind rather than waiting to see what we might discover. And it's one of the ways that we make ourselves not present in a place or an experience. It's one of the ways that we try and make the river of life flow how we think it should, rather than trusting it and saying, "Show me what's really there. Open that doorway and show me the wonder that is unfolding through this." And that's when we need that energy of the child to remind us that we've never seen this particular manifestation before. It asks us to step back into our innocence, something that we may feel we lost somewhere along the way. when life may be played out in ways that has made us come to expect the worst, that eroded our trust, or that encouraged us to look with cynical eyes. But it's still there within every one of us, waiting for us to turn back to it and look through its eyes. It's never lost, regardless of what we might have gone through in life. However improbable the possibility of wonder may seem, or however frightening it may feel to suspend belief in what we think we know, the thoughts and the feelings that allow us to feel in control, even of things that we have no control over. The child in us, despite everything that our experience of the world may have ingrained in us, still wants us to entertain the idea that things might not be as we think they are, that there might be something in life to discover and to be renewed by. They can see it, even if we can't with all our worldly knowledge and experience, or perhaps because of that worldly knowledge and experience. That child in us knows that the adventure of life is always unfolding. Each cycle, each rotation of the spiral brings us a new creative vision. It brings us an expansion. It brings us something to uplift us and make us grow. So maybe next time your adult brain is doing its adulting thing and predicting outcomes that make you feel bad, try saying, this could turn out different. There could be something wonderful unfolding here that I'm closing my eyes to. Let's try to empty out the expectations and look again. And sometimes stuff is just stuff. It feels hard and it can be a real struggle to see the magic in it. But sometimes, just sometimes, the willingness in us to see what might be hidden at first glance is enough to encourage a glimpse of something beyond the ordinary to reveal itself to us. And that's when we start to get a sense that maybe, just maybe, there is magic in the world that is flowing through us, that we are a part of it. When we step into its current and we allow the eyes of our inner child to experience it through feeling and pleasure and joy, and through dreams and visions and imagination, and through seeing everything that is burgeoning with vitality beyond the concrete and the city streets and the noise and the dirt of the cars and the trucks and the bright lights and the crowds. Somewhere out there on the edge of a woodland, there is a path lined with the tinkling bluebells of flowers, where the light shines green and gold, and a gentle deer is peacefully grazing, asking you to step out of the adult world, even for a few moments, and let yourself be amazed by the beauty and the magic and the mystery of nature, to allow your heart to be opened wide, to be enchanted, to feel the current of life surging through your veins, drawing you into this dance of union and oneness and wholeness, reminding you that you are a part of this miracle too, if you will let yourself be moved by it. And I'd like to invite you now to share in our Pathworking meditation some poetry and a candle meditation all around these themes of Beltaine that we've been talking about today. And as always, please only enter into this if your attention is not needed elsewhere, such as if you are driving or looking after children or operating any kind of machinery, etc. But if you are in a position to settle down and relax, then I want to invite you now to find a comfortable place to sit or to lie down, and to make sure that your body is well supported, that you're nice and cozy so that you can close your eyes and just sink into relaxation and this space that is created to nurture and to hold you in this Beltane sharing. So please take a few moments to do that now. And when you're settled and you're ready, I'll begin with a Beltaine poem that I wrote one year around this time. And this is to invite the Beltane Goddess and the Green Man into our space. And it's called Beltane Flame. Where once two rivers met, she stands adorned, draped in hawthorn's bloom and the woven threads of light and shade. Summoned by the cry of the newborn, she is fresh from the womb, stolen from darkness and the wild wood's dream, to find life awakened, vision unveiled in heart's rapture. Temptress of the green, she sings soft melodies of lily and rose entwined, till the dove flies the long grass and the snake dances free from the skin. Under heron's gaze her laughter rings free in the heart of nature, echoing back through the canyons of mythologies to reach her at the waterside, all ripple and movement, the chalice growing ever full with the salt of ocean wave, breaking the shadow's banks, stirring longing to desire, till from out the woodland bough he emerges, born of bark and leaf, of seed and fire. His hand reaches for her touch and the death of loneliness. And here at the gate, the voices of her enchanted winds whisper amidst leaves, telling their stories of roots lodged in dark soils and hollow bones, of the track of stars and moons through infinite shade, of the eternity of becoming that flickers to life in the dancing visions of the Beltane flame. And now that we've set the scene, let's move into our guided pathworking meditation. And at the end of this meditation, I'd like to invite you to keep your eyes closed and to just carry on relaxing, as we will move then into the healing candle meditation afterwards. But for now, let's take a moment to start to relax a little more deeply. So just take a moment now to close your eyes and get really comfortable. Just making any small adjustments to your body that allow you to let go of a little bit more tension. And when you're ready, take a few deep breaths, just as deep as feels comfortable. So just breathe in and out. And in and out. And in and out. Just let any tightness in your body flow away from you. Just place your attention on your chest and your belly. Just breathe into them slowly and gently with your normal breath. Just feeling that air moving through you. And as you breathe, imagine your energy expanding and contracting with your breath as light. Just let that build up within you until it starts to expand around you. And it's creating a cloak or a bubble of light all around you, over your head and under your feet. And as it grows, just let your heart and your belly soften. Let your mind quieten down. Just be aware of your breath as it moves in and out of you, gently energizing you as you feel your muscles release their tension. Just let them become loose and heavy as you relax into your seat or the ground or the bed where you're lying. Feel that support from the earth beneath you. Just place your attention on the places where the ground meets your body. And just bring your awareness now to where the base of your spine is in contact with the surface that is beneath you. Just breathe into the base of your spine for a few breaths. Just as deeply as is comfortable for you. Just imagine that you are breathing light or energy into that area. Just start to feel it becoming warm. And just imagine it opening up like a flower. As you feel that connection to the earth, allow yourself to send a root down from the base of your spine. Or you could imagine that coming down from the soles of your feet if you prefer. But just send a root down into the earth, down through all the layers of the earth, all the layers of history and ancestors and roots that unite us all as one. Let that root travel down and down to the center of the earth, right down to the earth fire, the center of the planet. imagine that warm, bright flame flowing up through your root, up through all of those layers of earth, up into your body, into your feet and your legs, to your pelvis, your torso, your heart, and up and out through the top of your head, flowing down and around you, back down to the earth. And as you do this, just feel the light of the sun above you, flowing down onto the top of your head, down through your head to your heart and your torso, down through your pelvis and your legs and your feet, and into the earth. And just feel that energy from the earth that's flowing up, from the sun that's flowing down. Just feel it strengthening that cloak or bubble of light that you have created around you. Just feel yourself now as this shining bridge between the earth and the sky. And when you're ready, I'd like to ask you to imagine that you are standing at the gate to a woodland. It's a beautiful sunny day, and the sunlight is warming your skin as you gaze into the woodland in front of you. The trees here are tall and mature. Their branches are full of new shining green leaves, freshly unfurled, releasing a gentle scent of vegetation as the sun pours down and through them, casting a green tinted light across the earth and the path that winds up through the trees. And as you look down at the forest floor, you see a carpet of early summer flowers. This might be bluebells, or it could be another flower that you associate with this time of year where you live. The flowers are growing in great swathes as far as you can see, uplifting the woodland with beautiful colours, gently dancing in the soft breeze that is moving through this space, making the leaves whisper, an undercurrent of sound beneath the songs of the birds that are lifting up their voices in the warm light, and the vitality of the plants that are growing in every part of the forest. And as you watch this scene, filled with wonder at what is unfolding before you, you feel drawn into this place, and you open the gate to step inside. You take a few steps along the path before lingering to really take in this magical place that you have entered. You find yourself paying attention to all the small details, the veins on the leaves, the texture of the tree bark, the dance of the shadows from the leaves on the floor, the small creatures that hop through the undergrowth. You even notice that some of the tree trunks seem to have faces that greet you with smiles. You notice the shapes of larger animals among the trees going about their lives. Everything feels so alive, and the vitality and the vibrancy only increases as you focus your attention deeply and really look to take it in, allowing it to uplift you. Take a few moments now to be still and to open your eyes to this place, to see what it wants to show you, and whether any of the creatures that are usually hidden want to come forward to meet you as you stand here quietly. When you're ready, you start to follow the path through the forest, continuing to see what is around you, to notice any feelings or sensations that you might have. Ahead of you, you start to see trees that are covered in delicate white flowers, white blossom, and you feel a warmth starting to stir in your chest, an opening of your heart center. And as you walk in amongst these trees, they start to open out to form an avenue, the blossom hanging thickly above your head in an archway as you walk between them, deeper and deeper into this beautiful grove, surrounded by these clouds of pure white flowers that seem to almost float around you. The avenue opens out into a small clearing at the end, and you can see as you approach that a young woman and man are waiting there for you. They step forward to greet you as you draw near, and you notice the rich green light in their eyes, the vegetation that adorns their shoulders, the crown of white blossom on the woman's head, and you know that this is the Beltane Goddess and the green man of the woodland. They invite you to join them, to sit around a fire that is burning with a golden bright flame, and as the light radiates from the fire, you feel how it is shining into each of you and joining your hearts as one as you share this space together. You take a few moments to feel this warmth of love and connection that is flowing between you. And as you sit here together, they invite you to release whatever burdens your heart into this fire, to allow these flames to cleanse your heart of whatever is weighing it down. Take some moments now to release whatever you need to into this Beltane flame, to feel your heart being cleansed, lightened, uplifted and renewed. And as you feel your heart releasing these things to the flames, a small shower of the white blossom in the trees falls around you, onto your head, onto your shoulders, into your lap, blessing this healing of your heart. You see how beautifully delicate these flowers are, on the bright golden light shining at their center. And you feel just how supported you are in this healing release. And as you sit together a little longer, they ask you, what does your heart most desire at this time? What in your life most needs the input of this powerfully vital energy that is available to you right now? And you feel the warm connection of your hearts around the fire, and you speak freely, allowing yourself to really feel this desire that is alive within you. Take some time now to really express this to them, knowing that only positive outcomes will flow from this conversation. Once you have talked about your desire, you notice that the fire is burning bigger and brighter. You see how your desire is feeding the flames and the energy that is flowing to you through its light. You notice that the trees around you are growing more leaves among the flowers. You notice new plants growing up from the ground. How the sun is shining more warmly into this little clearing. And you can feel that you have created new life with your words, with your passion, and with your desire. And the time comes for you to leave this place. You say goodbye and thank the Beltane Goddess and the Green God for this time that you have spent together, and for the healing and the support that they have gifted you with. You walk slowly away, still feeling the warmth and the energy from the fire in your heart, knowing that you will take that with you as you walk down the avenue of trees with their boughs full of white blossom. And eventually you emerge into the woodland and you start to follow the path back noticing the beauty of the flowers and the new leaves, feeling the wonderful embrace from the universe within this place that flows and moves as one being that has welcomed you into itself as a part as vital as any other. And as you reach the gate where you entered this space, you take a moment to thank this place, to thank all of the spirits and creatures that reside here, for opening your eyes to its wonder and beauty. And when you're ready, you step through the gate and close it behind you. And as you stand in the place where you began this journey, you allow it to fade from your senses, letting go of the trees and the flowers, knowing that all of this lives within you. And you start to slowly move your focus back to your physical body, to become aware of the form of your body, your arms and your legs, and your torso and your head. You become aware of the place where you are, of what you are experiencing with your physical senses, what you can hear and smell and taste, what you can feel, the sensation of the chair or the ground or the bed supporting your body. And just imagine a cloak of leaves wrapping around your shoulders, holding you in this energy of nature, holding you safe, embracing you in love and support. And take some deep breaths in, feeling the air move through your body, how it expands your chest and your belly. And start to imagine that you are breathing in through your feet. So focus your attention on the soles of your feet. Be aware of them making contact with the ground as you allow your body to slowly and gently move. First your toes and fingers. And you might roll your head from side to side, or squeeze your eyes, or roll your shoulders. You might want to have a bit of a stretch Just allow your body to move in a way that is comfortable to you. And before you open your eyes, I want to invite you to remain in this space of relaxation for a little while longer, with your eyes closed, as we share a healing candle. So I have lit this candle now as our Beltane flame, and I would like to invite you to imagine that candle and its flame burning in the darkness. Just imagine that flame as a point of connection for all of the hearts taking part in this space, regardless of time or place. A single point of focus, a single point of light that radiates out to bless each one of us with its warmth and its healing, energizing us, opening us, uplifting and dancing with us in whatever way we have need of it. Let's just take a couple of minutes just to tune into that now. Let's just now start to see that flame radiating out beyond us, to touch the hearts of all those who wish to receive it, and letting it bring light and warmth and comfort and love, healing, compassion, kindness, beauty, peace, joy, friendship, understanding. Just see its light expanding out to hold the whole world, every living being. Feel it finding its way into every dark space. Wherever there is pain or suffering, let it restore vitality and lightness of spirit. Let this flame of Beltaine bring passion for life and living. Let it awaken minds and hearts to hope. Let peace and joyfulness shine out to all beings who desire it. And let this light restore wonder and beauty in the world, opening the eyes of the child within so that all beings can receive it. And let's just stay in that space together for a few minutes now, and there will be silence for this time. So please don't worry, there's nothing wrong with your device. I will bring you back when it's time. Blessed be. And when you're ready, just allow yourself once again to become aware of the room where you're sitting or lying. Become aware of the sounds and the sensations of your body, of your limbs, the support that you're lying on. Just bring attention to your breath and feel it expanding your chest, your belly, pulling you into your body, present and aware. Just let yourself make small movements. Let yourself have a good stretch if you feel like it. And just keep breathing right into your feet, feeling the ground below you and around you. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. Okay then, so I really hope that you have enjoyed this Beltane celebration here today. We will bring this space to a close here, but as always, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me here, and I really do wish you all the blessings of this beautiful festival and the early summer fires within the earth. So much love and light and beauty that is flowing out to you. Bye for now.